The preceding announcement was furnished as a public service by the National Football League. The team's back on the field, and the rain has started to fall once again, and it's falling probably as heavy now as it was prior to the game and early this morning. It had let up for the entire second period and the latter stages of the first quarter, but it is coming down pretty hard right now. It's expected to continue. The temperatures in the 40s, and in fact they're expecting sleet and snow tonight here in the Dallas area. Here's a look at the halftime stats.
Well, they indicate, of course, the big offensive plays. Dallas had 43 to St. Louis's 26, but St. Louis has made the most of their plays. That's why they have the edge, and of course you have the time of possession. But St. Louis has made the big plays, the big passes, and of course the run by Otis Anderson.
3 long touchdowns by the St. Louis Cardinals, propelling them to this 21-17 lead. As Septien kicks it off. Willard Harrell back at the 4-yard line. 10, 15, 20, and knocked out of bounds near the 25. Officials will mark it at the 26. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Cardinals from that point.
Now that's an excellent kickoff there, Frank. I'll bring this point up. He kicked it to the corner, and you take a chance when you kick it to the corner, maybe kicking it out of bounds, but once you put it in the corner, there's not a whole lot of room to run to, and it messes up a team's return. And of course Dallas has kept them back inside that 30-yard line, which is their goal.
We're talking about the psychological factor. I would imagine this first possession by St. Louis probably will be very important in this football game to see if they can keep up the offensive momentum. Anderson out across the 30-yard line, down at the 33, but not before he gets 6 or 7.
Otis is hurting. His shoulder's hurting him a little bit. He was holding the shoulder earlier in the game and seems to be bothering him somewhat now.
He plays hurt very well, and as you can see, he's off to an excellent start in this football game. 78 yards on the ground in the first half. Attempted to become the first rusher ever to gain 100 yards against the Cowboys on 3 separate occasions. 2nd down, 4. Cardinals at their 31. Wayne Morris stacked up short of the 35. Cardinals are going to be looking at a 3rd and 2.
Of course, Jim Hart, you saw, completed or attempted 10 passes for 155 yards. An excellent rule of thumb in the NFL is yards per attempt by a quarterback. If he's got a high one anywhere in the 8-yard category is excellent. Of course, Hart today is 15 yards per pass attempt. That's been the name of the game in the first half for St. Louis.
Lights have been on for some time here at Texas Stadium. Cardinals are going to call timeout as Hart wants to come over to the sidelines and confer with head coach Jim Hanifin. What did you feel like in mornings when you woke up? You saw it miserable like this when you play it.
Well, I wanted to go back to bed, but you had no choice. You had to go out and play and forget about it. Rains on both sides.
Introducing a small wonder, the new Toyota Starlet. Born small to solve big problems. Born small to deliver more miles per gallon of gas than any other car, and designed to help beat higher maintenance costs. The very new Toyota Starlet. Born small. In fact, it just may be the first small wonder of the world.
Oh, 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 what a feeling.
Starlet.
Toyota.
Control 6 to base. Looks like this big old hole in the ground is going to be safe for the night. Over.
And they come out all beat. It's Miller time.
Miller time. Time to appreciate the difference between a good beer
when it's time to relax
and a great beer.
One beer stands clear.
Miller High Life.
You got the time. We got the beer. Miller beer. Come Miller time. We got the beer.
Monday on the season premiere of MASH, Hawkeye gets a leave.
Thanks for lending me the car, Dad.
And wishes he had never left. MASH, Monday at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
Frank Lieber along with Roger Staubach with 13 minutes and 47 seconds remaining in the third period. And the Cardinals leading by 4. They have a 3rd and 2 upcoming at their 35-yard line. Wayne Morris and Otis Anderson in the backfield behind Jim Hart. Doug Marsh Lewis at the 40. The tight end is across the 50 and into Dallas territory, down to the 43-yard line. Rookie tight end from Michigan and number 2 draft choice, and he was wide open.
Well, that was an excellent play by St. Louis. They had Rod Phillips out in the flat, and Marsh just found that little seam right in the over the middle. Of course, Dallas was looking for the run. They had a deep receiver that time. Tilley was going downfield, and Marsh was right in that seam. Watch, we can see Rod Phillips goes out in the flat. Hart looks out there. The cornerback goes out, and then there's Marsh just catches the ball between everybody.
So the Cardinals are driving here with the opening kickoff here in the second half. They have a first down at the Dallas 43-yard line. Second man is O.J. Anderson. Bounces off a tackle at the line of scrimmage, but is stopped after a pickup of just a yard. Otis a little upset. He and D.D. Lewis having some words down there. Give him 2 on the play, make it second down 8 from the 41-yard line of Dallas. Cardinals, the last team other than the Cowboys to win the Eastern Division title. They did it in 74 and 75. They were rated as the dark horse team coming in this year, but it hasn't worked out that way. Anderson behind Wayne Morris is blocked. Saw nothing there. We get a flag thrown in the defensive secondary. Flag was thrown downfield 20 yards away from the play. Hard feelings on both sides here.
There is, and also that's against St. Louis. Anderson looked like he hurt himself a little bit jumping over the bench, but he's back, run on the field, so he's in good shape.
Option being decided. Obviously resting with the Cowboys. Bob Bruning, the Cowboy middle linebacker, number 53. Talking to the referee, Chuck Eberling. A 10-yarder against the Cardinals, and Chuck will tell us why.
Holding, offense, number 80, second down.
Chris Combs, the second tight end of the Cardinal double tight end offense, guilty of the holding call. That moves him back in their end of the field to the 49-yard line, and now they're looking at a 2nd and 18. Marsh wide to the right side. Dave Stieff has split to the left. We haven't seen Gray since early in the game when he went out with a sprained ankle.
Here they come.
Hart under pressure, throws it over the middle and throws it away. Dexter Klingscale blew through there from the Cowboys secondary on the blitz and forced Hart to hurry his throw. Hart is now 7 out of 12 for 177.
Here's the replay again. Again, it's strictly pressure. He had Tilley going down through that middle again, but he can't. He doesn't have enough time to step up and really heave it, and really just throws the ball away there.
It is 3rd down at 18.
Here's another angle. You got Ed Jones coming from the outside, but the real pressure was from the inside on the blitz. Klingscale and Charlie Waters both.
3rd down 18. Partisan Cowboy crowd wants the Cowboys to hold them. Aaron Mitchell made sure he had both hands up in the air and away from the intended receiver, Dave Stieff, number 84. Mitchell didn't want to get flagged again on the pass interference, which would have meant an automatic first down. So the Cardinals offensive unit takes the opening kickoff in the second half, picks up 2 first downs, and now has to give it up. Swider standing back at his 34-yard line.
Oh, that got off the end of his foot, but it's going to carry down and
takes a good Cardinal bounce and is going to be downed and goes out of bounds at the 2. It looked like Stieff, number 84, was going to slide into the end zone with the football. He wound up sliding into the end zone.
Almost hit the back of it, the leg of a Dallas player also.
It's knowing you depend on us. We're gonna solve your problems, yeah, we understand. It's knowing Avis tries so hard, we'll always be right there to lend a helping hand.
Yeah, Avis takes the worry out of renting cars, no matter where the road may
Dennis takes the worry out of rates, too. On weekends, now you get up to 60% off regular weekday rates.
At JCPenney Auto Centers, we won't steer you wrong. We will steer you to the amazing JCPenney Mileage Maker XP All-Season Steel-Belted Radial for great traction in rain, snow, slush. In any road conditions, you need the Mileage Maker XP with the unique interlock block tread. Season in, season out. The only tire you need. Only at JCPenney.
JCPenney Auto Centers. We won't steer you wrong.
Let's take a look at the end of that punt again, Roger.
Yeah, here it goes. A Dallas player got close to that. He should have just got away from the football. Right there, it almost hits a Dallas player. And then here comes Steve coming in and does a good job. He pushes it back right there. Excellent job.
He had it in his hands, but he saw that he was sliding into the end zone. Obviously, he didn't want to go in with the ball, or it would have been a touchback. That's what you quarterbacks love, a challenge. Get the ball at your own 5-yard line or so, huh? Officials ruled it went out of bounds at the 6. Thought it was closer than that, didn't you?
I did too.
Well, we can look at that replay again if we have a moment. Robert Newhouse ran into one of his own blockers and is wrapped up at the line of scrimmage.
Well, he was hit first by Eric Williams, then finally Calvin Favreau brought him down.
One of the Cowboys is shaken up on the play. I know we still have that replay left on that punt, but I would swear that thing went out of bounds inside the 5 and closer to the 2-yard line.
We got Jay Salty down, number 87.
Yeah. He was involved in the collision with Newhouse after the ball was snapped. Salty, the backup tight end of the Cowboys, down on the field. We've got a timeout. We'll be back at Texas Stadium in just a moment.
In most commercials, the cars start up here with some help from a helicopter. But these babies from Subaru don't need help. They can switch from front to 4-wheel drive. And for tougher going, they keep going with a dual-range gearbox. Any cars would look good up here. But all Subaru 4-wheel drive cars even look good getting up here. Subaru, inexpensive and built to stay that way.
Welcome to Club Atari. What's your pleasure? Breakout? Ah, here's something new. Circus Atari.
Cartridges, video chess, football. Cartridge, sir? Fez is here.
We meet again, Fez.
Yes, a little game of Space Invaders, perhaps. What shall we play for?
For fun, of course.
No other company offers you as many different video game cartridges as Atari.
Next Saturday, see the hottest wheels in Atlantic City as the battle of the NFL cheerleaders continues. Next Saturday, 4:30 Eastern on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
Roger and I are still talking about the spot of that ball following the punt.
Well, I don't think this is going to affect the outcome of the game, but it was an interesting call right here. Here's the ball, and you lose the ball behind, I guess, the Benny Barnes right there, and then it's back into play, and right there, the referee still is not signaling. Once he throws a ball, now he signals that the ball's in play, but they move it back to the 6. So evidently they were saying Steve momentum carried him in the end zone. They marked it back to the 5-yard line.
It is 2nd and 10 for the Cowboys at their 6-yard line. Tony Hill trying to break the tackle of Carl Allen. Wound up getting back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, Jay Salty walked off the field on his own, and that was good to see. Jay Salty is leading the tight ends in receptions. He's in the 20s this year. He's having a great year. He's Mr. Utility. He comes in with 2 tight ends with Billy Joe Dupree, alternates plays, and he's just a valuable asset to that football team, and he seems to be all right.
Here's our first final score of the day. Buffalo beating Cincinnati. Shutting them out, as a matter of fact. Our score, 21-17. Cardinals lead the Cowboys. A little over 10 minutes left in the 3rd period, and Dallas looking at a 3rd and 4 from the 11-yard line. Otherwise, the Cowboys will be punting from their end zone. From the shotgun, Dorsett at the 20 has the first down. So the Cowboys get themselves out of a hole. with a first down at the 22-yard line.
Well, Dorsett catches this right between the linebacker and number 25, Roy Green. There's a hole right in there. They're worried about Tony Hill to the outside, but Dorsett finds the hole in the middle, and Lee Nelson is here. Roy Green is coming over, and it's an excellent read by Danny White. Here's another angle. Danny's looking to that left side between Tony Hill and Dorsett, and Dorsett has got the hole.
Pitch to Dorsett. Gets a block from Ron Springs, but not much there. He got to the 15-yard line. They pick up a 4 as the defender almost took Springs and dumped him in Dorsett's lap. You know, Tony was not that much of the passing game last year. How did you feel about his receiving?
He really picked up last year. Was his first big year in the passing game. He caught 45 passes. The first 2 years, not so much, but last year he made an impact in the passing game. He's got good hands, and he can run with the football. And of course, they're using more this year. And last year he did catch 45 passes.
He's rushed for 50 yards and 12 carries. Second down, 7. Cowboys at their 25. Drew Pearson in motion. Pitch goes to Dorsett. Looks for the opening. Finds a little bit of a hole and gets out across the 30 to the 33. That is a first down. He made a lot out of a little there.
Well, there was a little crease in there, but he kept those legs driving, and he's got the speed and the explosion, and he got a few yards out of what it looked like originally a tough situation.
So another first down for the Cowboys, this one at their 33-yard line.
It's Tom Landry over there talking to Dan Reeves up in the press box.
Cardinals lost 7 of their first 10, but 5 have been by a touchdown or less. They played everybody close, it seems. Danny White over the middle. The intended receiver was Drew Pearson. He was surrounded by 4 red shirts.
Well, that ball was drilled in there, though. I thought Drew had the ball, but he was hit immediately and couldn't hold on to it.
Rain continues to fall and fall hard here at Texas Stadium, glistening off the artificial turf. Atlanta handing New Orleans their 11th straight loss. It's been raining in New Orleans all year.
That's amazing. They're having their difficulties, to say the least.
I would say that's the understatement of the year. And Baltimore 1 point over Detroit. Robert Newhouse breaks a tackle, gets out to the 40-yard line with a second effort.
Well, Newhouse is running hard. He's been a thorn in the side of St. Louis for years, and of course he's a fine running back, an excellent running back. He's had some physical problems off and on the last 2 years, but when he's healthy, he can run with the best of them. He's tough to bring down. He keeps those legs driving. He's not real big, but his legs are like tree trunks, and he keeps moving and gets the extra yardage there.
Newhouse has had 5 100-yard games in his career. 2 have come against the Cardinals, both in St. Louis. In fact, his personal high in '73 was 124 yards in a game against the Cardinals. On 3rd and 3, Danny White back into the pocket. Is it complete?
No.
Tony Hill was the intended receiver, and they rule that it hit the turf first. The pass was trapped, and so the Cowboys will be punting. 4th and 3 upcoming.
Tony Hill was open. Danny just underthrew that, threw it into the ground, and cost him the first down.
White will be punting with 8 minutes and 53 seconds left to play in the 3rd period. Cardinals have 3 men deep. So it looks like they're playing return all the way. White is going to run it and finally decides to kick it.
Well, he took his chances there because he knew he'd have somebody downfield, but
look at this
he
play.
did an excellent job. There had to be somebody downfield, though, Frank, because he took too long to kick the ball. You can't take that much time. But he was going to run, and he again, he's a very heady quarterback, and
you call that one right on the head. The Cowboys guilty of having someone downfield too soon. Same situation we had in the San Francisco game. Keep in mind, in that game, he punted the ball beyond the line of scrimmage.
I learned something that day.
Yeah, well, we all did. That rule doesn't apply.
All the rules you have, you think you know them, and once you get past the line of scrimmage and punt a football, it doesn't matter if anybody's downfield, but you are allowed to punt. Right, you can kick the ball anywhere on the field, Frank. But if you kick it behind the line of scrimmage, there are rules to prevent linemen from going downfield.
So White drying his hands will have to do it again. The Cowboys penalize 5.
Ineligible man downfield, offense number 65. 4th down.
They had Steve that time. Of course, Danny White has been seen on films running the ball, so they had Steve there watching him, and of course White saw him and decided to run 1 minute, and then decided he better not and punted the ball, and it didn't hurt him.
Again, the Cardinals playing return all the way. Again, a beautiful kick. Green backpedaling to the 10-yard line. Looking for some place to go. He's at the 15. We get a flag as he reaches the 20, and I believe we had a clip called against the Cardinals. Gerard Williams, number 29.
Roy Green on the return. A flag down on the play.
That'll put it back to the 10-yard line, so Dallas has got him back in tough field position.
Illegal use of hands or holding against the Cardinals. Same difference as far as the penalty is concerned. So that will move it back to the 10. And the Cardinals will put it in play from there.
It's even going to be inside the 10.
They move it down to the 6.
Illegal use of the hands. Number 29 on a return. 1st down.
Now, right man, wrong penalty. Gerard Williams, it was. Guilty of the infraction. It was illegal use of hands. Timeout being called as you see it here.
Here it is right here, number 29.
To Subaru, an economy car is only economical if it stands up year after year. Spending less at the pump is no bargain if you start spending more at the garage. And a study of Subaru owners, Road and Track magazine said, quote, one of the most trouble-free cars we've surveyed. That makes Subaru the economy car it pays to hold on to. Year after year after year. Subaru, inexpensive and built to stay that way.
One day, I'm heading out of Buffalo, and my rig won't start up. So this guy comes along and asks me if I wanted to jump. Oh, I had this big rig, but he had the Go-Getter. Ward's Go-Getter Plus Power. Ward's best, with more cranking power for more starting power. Without that, even a warranty can leave you out in the cold. Warranties don't start cars, batteries do. And the Go-Getter Plus has the power to get you going, even in Buffalo. Now $64.88. Save $13.
Tuesday, the all-American movie hero is back in the story that takes up where Billy Jack left off. Tom Laughlin returns in the trial of Billy Jack.
Take a look at Danny White once again on the punt where he almost ran the football.
Yes, he can punt the football anywhere on the field, but if he punts it behind the line of scrimmage, of course, the lineman can't go downfield till he punts. And he's looking here, decides to run, and there's Big Dave Steve, number 84. Now he decides to punt. Of course, he's still behind the line of scrimmage, and his linemen have taken off because it's a timing. They snap the ball, they wait a few counts, and they take off.
You can punt anywhere on the field, anytime on a scrimmage play. If you get a kickoff, you can punt it back to the other team if you want.
That's the old rugby rule.
That's what it is.
That's how football started.
1st and 10. Cardinals backed up to their 6-yard line. Following White's punt, Wayne Morris trying to get outside and does so. Across the 15 to the 16-yard line. He's got 10.
That's a big run right there. Morris came very close to the 1st down. In fact, he's about an inch or two away. But that gets him out of some trouble.
Cardinals have the same opportunity the Cowboys had, starting from their 6.
Here's Wayne Morris. He's in there at fullback. He's got Otis blocking for him out there. A good block on Dede Lewis, number 50. And, of course, Wayne Morris takes advantage of it and falls about maybe an inch short of the 1st down.
It'll be 2nd in inches. St. Louis from its 16-yard line.
There's not too many shutouts in the league, and, of course, we've seen 2 of them today.
Philadelphia shutting out the Redskins, 24-0. That means they'll stay atop the NFC East by at least 2 games, and maybe more, depending on what the Cowboys do. Again, Wayne Morris driving for the 1st down across the 20 out to the 22-yard line. Getting a little bit slipperier now as the rain continues to pelt down. It's a very cold, chilling rain, too, at the temperature in the low 40s. That's a final. Pittsburgh comes from behind with 9 points in the last quarter.
What a game. Not so fast there.
Not so fast.
False start, number 66, Red.
George Collins and Harvey Martin have been going at it, and George wanted to get a little advantage on that play. Pulled up a little soon. George's been doing a good job, though. He and Barney Cotton both, left tackle, left guard, and as Dan Deerdorf mentioned earlier in the game, Frank, these two guys have improved each week, and that's all you can expect out of young guys being thrown in there, and they're doing a good job. Jim Hart's had overalls, had very good protection today.
Walk-off moves the ball back to the 17-yard line. It is first down, 15. Typical Cowboy Cardinal game. Hard fought, close. Hart tipped. Mike Hagman, number 58, tipped the ball.
Mike just saved a completion because Steve was in between the cornerback and the safety right there, and he had a good hole. Mike didn't really get back deep enough. Of course, the ball was thrown on the line, and he tipped it before it got into Steve. Of course, that could have been a touchdown the other way.
Second down, 15. St. Louis from its 17-yard line. Hart is now 7 out of 14. Sideline throw, and the intended receiver, Pat Tilley, fell down as he slipped and tried to make his cut at the 32-yard line.
He was being covered by Benny Barnes, and Benny was in pretty good shape on that. Tilley did slip, but Benny Barnes is out in front of him.
Dennis Thurman, number 32, said something to Tilley as he headed back into the huddle. And the Rams prevail, beating New England 17-14.
Big victory for the Rams there.
They needed that. Stay pace with Atlanta. Second down. And 15.
This will be third down. They refused the penalty.
Holding penalty called on the Cardinals' Dan Deerdorf, number 72. Turned down by the Cowboys as St. Louis now looks at a third down at 15. Jim Hart's going to run it. Finally lets it go. It'll be short of the first down as the pass was caught by Dave Stieff at the 27-yard line.
Well, watch Harvey Martin here. He comes around the corner on George Collins. 79 and Collins number 66 blocking. Harvey gets off the ball very well, comes around the corner and puts a big hand on Jim Hart, but Jim shakes it off and with his scrambling abilities gets out to the outside. Anthony Dickerson is chasing him. Of course, he gets the ball to Steve, and it's going to help him, gives him better field position for the punt.
How about that shove that Collins gave Martin right at the end?
Well, that prevented the trap.
Swider, good kick. James Jones, 30, 35, 40. Oh, up to the 48-yard line.
Well, that's what you got to do on a punt. Go north and south, and someone, of course, hit him in there. We didn't see who it was, but Jones did what he had to do, and he almost broke that one.
Carl Allen making a stop. He is a north and south runner, as you say.
That's what you got to do on a punt. Watch, he just takes it up that middle and hopes for the best. He's not going to make any fancy moves once he makes up his mind, and he breaks through there, and if he's not hit right about here, he's got a good chance of going into the end zone.
Cowboys with excellent field possession have a first down at their 48. 6 minutes left in the third period. Dallas trailing 21-17. Danny White comes out throwing, hits Dupree over the middle at the Cardinal 44-yard line. Good for 8. Second and 2.
Danny White's pass complete to Joe Dupree.
65,040 tickets sold to this game, and we had 12,473 decide to spend it at home. A lot of no-shows today because of the weather.
Well, St. Louis is now working their four-man rush again. They've got 3 linebackers in there.
2nd and 2. Cowboys at the Cardinal 44-yard line. Tony Dorsett has now picked up 61 yards rushing. Here's Dorsett. Down to the 40, down to the 35. Tony Dorsett out of bounds. 26-yard line. First down. Dorsett coming very close to breaking a long one and picking up the first down for the Cowboys.
He's been very close all day. Here's got Herb Scott, number 68, blocking. Newhouse gets a good block. Tony Hill's working downfield, number 80. And then Dorsett breaks the outside off of Hill's block. Gets a good block in Carl Allen and gets an extra 8 or 9 yards.
Dallas was in this area close to the end of the first half when Danny White threw an interception. 21-17. Cardinals lead. Dorsett, 45, 20, trying to get loose. Worley, number 22, had him by the back of the jersey. A pickup of 7, 2nd and 3.
Well, they're really hurting that 4-man rush because once Dorsett has a little chance to get outside, and here's a good block on Mark Arneson. He tries to bury the play, but there's nobody left outside. Once Dorsett gets out there, it's all up to Roger Worley. There's no more linebacker pursuit once Arneson committed himself, and there wasn't anybody to fill that gap. And of course, Worley brings him down. He's the only man that could, and brings him down in a unusual fashion, but he stopped the touchdown.
Nose of the ball just inside the Cardinal 20-yard line. 2nd and 3. Robert Newhouse, first down at the 15. Herb Scott of the Cowboys are shaken up in the play. That's Herb who lost his hat.
Big Herb, number 68. He's an excellent receiver also, Frank.
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, I'll tell you, your last pass completed to left guard.
Two in a row now for the Giants. 1st and 10 from
There's the play action.
Danny White looking over the middle. Drew Pearson. Touchdown.
Boy, he kept his feet in bounds. An excellent throw.
He didn't look like he was the prime receiver, was he?
No, they had Newhouse on a swing pass deep into the end zone. Same play last week that was picked off where Newsom, he was trying to hit Newsom and Van Pelt picked it off. This time the linebacker was running with Newhouse, and he looked back late to Drew Pearson and made the play.
Now that is Drew's 2nd catch and ties him with Bob Hayes as the all-time leading Cowboy receiver. He needs 1 to break the Cowboys record. Septien with the extra point kick. It's good.
So here we have the play action right there. He's looking over there to Newhouse, comes back late to Drew Pearson. Drew keeps the feet in bounds. Good play.
That looked like it had a feather on it.
It did.
Every year, millions of drivers suffer the agony of hillophobia. The fear of stopping on hills with a stick shift, with cars behind you, very close behind you. The only known cure? The ingenious hill holder clutch from Subaru. Now you don't have to go downhill until you want to. Subaru, inexpensive, and built to stay that way.
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special.
This is Rally Leader. You out there, Chuck?
We're pedaling as fast as we can.
Everybody else is here. Where are you?
Well, we've got ourselves sort of a weight handicap.
How'd that happen?
You guys just brought the bread and cheese. We got a whole trunk full of Lowenbrow.
When you want the taste of a truly great American beer, tonight, let it be Lowenbrow.
Well, we're glad you made it.
Who, us or the Lowenbrow?
Big moment for Drew Pearson. That was his 365th career catch, tying him with Bob Hayes. for the Cowboys' all-time receiving record. Here's Septien kicking off. Dallas leading for the first time in the game, 24-21. Willard Harrell from the 15 out to the 20. And finally, run out of bounds. Let's see where they mark it.
Well, he's in good shape.
He just kept on going.
Yeah.
It's going to be close to midfield.
Of course, here's the play again. It's a play action, a fake right there. Newhouse is running to the swing pass deep. White looks, can't find him. He actually had a linebacker right on him, so he throws the ball back to Drew Pearson in front of Carl Allen, and touchdown.
Officials say that Harrell went out of bounds at the 42. Still an excellent run back for the Cardinal, and it's 1st and 10. St. Louis from its 42, trailing for the first time. Otis Anderson across the 45, out to the 47-yard line. A little over 3 minutes remaining in the third period. And O.J. looks like he's hurting. He's going to have to come out.
His shoulder's been bothering him since early in the game, and keeps getting a hit.
Harrell comes in to replace him. It'll be 2nd down 6. Cardinals at their 47. Willard Harrell skittering around at the line of scrimmage and is dropped for a loss. Benny Barnes, 31, and Bob Brunig, number 53, in the stop.
Yeah, Bob Brunig patrols that middle very well. He goes down, up and down that line of scrimmage. He's a leading tackler on Dallas, and he's just an excellent leader in their defense and a fine middle linebacker. Dallas now brings in, with 3rd down and 6, they bring in that special 3rd down defense. They take out their linebackers, bring in Tony Dickerson, Clinkscale, Solomon, and Steve Wilson.
Steve and Pat Tilley both wide to the left up at the top of the screen. Doug Marsh, the tight end, the receiver, and Barnes knocks him out of bounds near the Dallas 45. That's enough for the first down.
That's an excellent play by St. Louis, because they've been getting hurt on the blitz. And again, Dallas brought a couple of extra people besides their linemen, and Hart got rid of the ball quick. He had some pressure right there, and he got rid of it quick. It was a quick down and out. Marsh was man-to-man on Benny Barnes, and he got enough for the first down.
Cardinals with a first down at the Dallas 46-yard line. St. Louis turned to come back. They trail 24-21. Steve to the right side, Tilley to the left. Mel Gray left the game in the first half with a sprained ankle. We haven't seen him. There's Steve making the grab. That's good for another 10, maybe 11 yards, and a first down at the Dallas 35.
Well, that's very similar to the play to Mel Gray, of course. The ball was low that time, and Steve made a nice play, but it was the play action with the flanker back on a quick down and in. Same play that Gray scored on earlier in the game.
Jim Hannafin, once upon a time the offensive line coach of the Cardiac Cardinals when they won the division in 1974 and 75, and Tom Landry in rain gear across the way. 1st and 10. Cardinals at the Dallas 35. Anderson is back in there. Anderson carries, and Anderson takes it down to the 28. Cardinals have come back very nicely after taking that kickoff following the Cowboys score.
Excellent drive. Shows some character. Of course, Jim Hart is the kind of quarterback that you never can count yourself in good shape with him out there throwing the football. And, you know, Gray's hurt him a little bit, though. They're concentrating on Tilley over there. Steve has made some nice catches, more of the short variety. They don't have the game breaker in Steve that they do in Gray. But Hart's using his people very well.
2nd and 2 from the 28. Wayne Morris driving for the first down. He'll be close at the 25.
He's not going to make it.
Well, St. Louis has lost 9 of the last 12 games between these two teams. 7 of those losses have been by a margin.
I think they're going to mark it, Frank, where they will make it.
Of a touchdown or less.
Final score, Atlanta 31, New Orleans 13.
Clock is running down the final 20 seconds of the third period here at Texas Stadium. This could be the final play of the quarter. 1st and 10. Billy to the right side, Steve to the left. Anderson. Dutton, number 78. Makes the tackle after a gain of a yard, and that'll do it.
Well, that play looked like it had some big yardage on it. Dutton kind of looped to the outside. Ed Jones crashed down to the inside and was taken out of the play, but they had Dutton going to the outside, and Dutton made the play.
That's the end of the third quarter with the score, the Cowboys 24, the Cardinals 21. We now pause for a word from your local station.
It's the all-new special Kenny Rogers America with guest Kim Carnes, the Commodores, Terry Bradshaw, and some of the Pittsburgh Steelers Thursday.
This is CBS.